Hey, welcome back to another video. So I wanted to do a little bit of a binder update and then have a little talk about my thoughts on collecting cards and maybe just collecting in general. So taking a look at our what I call binder 1. At the back of this we've got the borderless non-foil, and I have filled in everything except for Sephiroth in English. So I have him in Japanese, but I got Arden. That was one of the ones I was missing. And then we got Emmett was another one we were missing. And actually, what's funny is I ordered him and then I pulled him out of a box while he was in the mail. So that was fun that I actually got to pull him after all. And then Squall, which I also pulled. So that's all done now, which is pretty sweet. So this whole binder is done. And then this binder was our, oops, zipped up. This binder is our foil set, our foil mainframe. And we were missing Tifa Secret Rendezvous in foil. The only way to get it is in Surge foil. And then the last Sid was missing as well. So now these two pages are totally full in the foil binder and in the non-foil binder. So that's 3 out of 4 binders. Well, it's 2 out of 4 binders completely done, but we're just missing that Sephiroth to make binder 1 100% complete. And then the last binder, the best binder, I guess we kind of consider this binder 4, is I'm really close on all of the gold stamp cards. So page 1's totally done. I'm missing a couple here, but these are all done. Missing this card, and this is all done. Every single one of these is gold stamped. So I'm 4 cards away, essentially, from this binder being 100% as well. And yeah, so that's kind of a nice segue into the other topic that I wanted to cover in this video. And it's kind of inspired by the fact that I keep getting comments around like, hey, you're going to collect the promos. Hey, you're going to go after the black chocobo. You know, would you go after a gold chocobo? And this set is insane. I mean, it's a huge investment to go after this full set, and I think different people are going to kind of consider different things complete. I feel like anything that's coming out of like main release stuff, I don't know, you could kind of draw the line anywhere. You could be like, oh, the 309 cards is what you should collect. And then there's like, okay, you should go after all of the 1,200 some odd cards that there are. You know, I chose to include the secret layers, both in foil and non-foil, as well as the art cards. But I drew the line that like I wasn't going to go after, at least right now, I'm not including all of the bonus summons like Shiva, Afreet, Yojimbo. I only have Afreet, so I still need to get Magus Sisters, Anima, Shiva, and Yojimbo. I think those are the only ones that they made, but I don't have any of those. So, and then there's all the promo cards, which I went into a hole based on one of the people in the comments was kind enough to kind of show me their collection, and it was beautiful of all their promo stuff, and it's so cool. But you start looking it up, and it's like, okay, here's another several $1,000s to throw at this set, and I've thrown a lot at this already, and I'm really happy with where I'm at. And it just kind of sparked me to think about, you know, why we collect things, and you know how collecting is something that's unique to each person, right? Like when I first set out to do this, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get all the Strike Oppose cards and I'll put that in a binder. That'd be cool. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of want to get all the Through the Ages too. I'll just do those 2. And then I was like, oh, but there's those sweet borderless, you know, these sweet borderless cards, especially, you know, Vivi and Terra and Kefka and Sephiroth. I was like, man, I really got to get these in a binder as well. And then it's like, okay, well, once you kind of made that decision, it's hard for me to pick and choose certain characters. Might as well just do all the borderless cards, and so on and so forth, until you get to the point where I was like, oh, let me make a whole non-foil extended art, which is the one thing that I said when I started this. I'm not going to collect the extended art because they're the same thing as the mainframe set, so there's no reason to go after it. And I went after it anyway. I actually already had it. Is really what that came down to. I started going through my collection and I was like, oh, you know what? I think I have most of these cards, and I have space in the binders. So, you know, heck, screw it. We'll just throw it in one of the binders. But yeah, what I like about collecting is that you can draw the line wherever you want. I've talked to a bunch of people that are like, I'm just trying to get through the Ages cards, and I think that's awesome. I think just having the 64 cards, you should be satisfied with that. And then they did they made the Wizards made the promos with like the Joshua, Joshua through the Ages, uh, that makes it feel like it's you need 65, and it's like, well, it's not, it's not really part of the set, even though they kind of made it look like it feels like it's part of the set, and so on. Like, they just keep kind of adding things, and maybe the holiday release will also add more things. But I just want people to kind of make, if like this, like, basically what I'm trying to say is, like, for me, this is enough. Even if I stopped here, which I'm not going to stop here because I'm still having fun and I'm still enjoying it, this has to be enough, because it took a lot to get to this point, and the only reason why I'm continuing is because I'm still having fun doing it. But there does come a point, like for me, looking at the promos, I kind of started to feel that feeling well up in me, where I was just like, I don't know if this is like, if it's just like, if it's not fun anymore, then why are you doing it, kind of thing. And then that gets into kind of like, are you collecting for monetary reasons, or are you collecting for the fun of it? And I embarked on this journey with this set for the fun of it, not for the money. And when I start kind of thinking, oh, should I, like with the birds especially, I started to kind of think more about buying them as an investment than I did about actually collecting. I was like, I want to get all the colors, but also because they're so rare, because they're so sought after, like, they seem like they'd be a good investment. And that totally kind of flips the hobby on its head in terms of kind of why you're doing it in the first place. So anyway, I'd love to kind of talk about this in the comments, but I did want to kind of show something else, because I'm a collector of a lot of things. I collect comic books, I collect toys, I collect magic cards, I collect comic cards. And when I was a kid, this was like my favorite thing to collect. The old school 90s X-Men cards, and I'm not going to flip through all this. I'm just going to flip kind of quickly through the different sets. But these cards are worthless. These cards, and this is my collection from when I was a kid. I'm in my 40s, and I went ham even back then. I mean, even when I was like 10 years old, or however old I was when I was doing this, I've got like the Chase Wolverine holograms here, and the Chase cards that only came in like the collector's tin you had to buy, and same thing for like all these other sets. I have all the Chase cards, which again, all super worthless, but I love these cards so much, and like, I'll never sell this collection because it's just super, super important to me. And I think that's where you really should try to focus the majority of your efforts when it comes to collecting, is like, collect stuff that, like, when you look at it, it brings you joy. You feel some sense of accomplishment of kind of getting it all. And that's something that I really love about this particular binder, is that I always have this feeling with these cards. This is kind of funny. I don't know what they were thinking with this, but they're like a X-Men at the Beach series. It's totally bizarre. This Wolverine eating the hot dog is definitely a highlight of the whole set. Some chromium stuff here, and then this is another thing I went crazy with. So like different retailers had different versions of the inserts. Like, one was like gold, one was silver, and I forget what they are now. I think one was Walmart at the time. And yeah, got all those variants because I'm a crazy person. But yeah, all this, like, effort and dedication kind of put into collecting all these different sets. And this is just one of my binders. I've got all the Marvel Universe stuff, Marvel Masterpieces, any worthless Marvel set you can think of from the 90s that they made a card set for, I pretty much have. And then the other one I wanted to show was this guy. So I don't know if anybody will even know what this is, but this was a character, Evil Ernie, and I'm so happy that I actually scored this like chromium binder to store the cards in. But I collected all these cards as well of this like obscure character that nobody cares about. And you know, it's just something that was a character that was special to me when I was growing up. I always loved the art. I have a bunch of these comics signed by the original creators, and the artist actually passed away like, well, a really long time ago at this point. But yeah, just always loved it. And it's funny, like, even I have friends who are super into comic books, and they come over and they're like, what the heck is this? Like, why do you have this? Like, what's the significance here? So I guess, you know, to kind of wrap up what I'm trying to say is, it's super fun to collect because, you know, other people are going after stuff and there's value in it, and, you know, you might be able to flip it and make a buck on it. But for me, that's kind of an added bonus. I really like to just kind of collect things because they speak to me personally. They have some kind of sentimental value. And then when you're in that kind of journey, right? It's like, make sure that like you're always kind of keeping that as your North Star, that you're still having fun with it, and you're still, you know, you draw the line where it's like enjoyable for you. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at with Final Fantasy. I'm still gonna probably go after some of the promos. I'm still gonna try to obviously pay attention to prices. You know, if there's any kind of dip in the market or any opportunity to get a black chocobo, I do want that for the set. I just don't want to pay the premiums that are being demanded right now, and I don't want to pay graded premiums, especially for cards that are pack fresh, that in my opinion have no business being graded. So yeah, anyway, I hope that was interesting to kind of hear about, and let me know if you have questions. Let me know if you want to chat about it in the comments, and we'll see you on the next one.